Okay, welcome guys, welcome. I think we are live. I should have put up a little full screen, of nothing, just to check the technicalities, but it looks like we're up and running, so welcome back. It's been a long time since I've actually done a ChatTactic. I sort of really haven't been up to it, to be honest, with my throat. It's still actually, I've still got a cough, a little bit of one, but it's certainly on the mend. So anyway, welcome along. We're going to be, I'm just still sitting up actually. I left it a little bit late for me to sort of get everything set up. I just want to make sure I get everything done. I'll just grab the my show notes, as I guess that's what they call it. I'll just go through very, very briefly about what we're going to be doing. And a large part of that is I don't know what we're going to be doing because I haven't planned anything at all. There's a few games I do want to have a look at. There's a few new games that have been announced. So New Heroes of Might and Magic, I know nothing at all about it, but I do want to see what that one is going to be bringing. I want to look at Civilization 7 because there's some stuff coming out with that one. Again, I haven't looked at any of the videos, so I don't know whether people are liking that one or not liking that one. So I really just don't have a clue about that one at all. I was going to try to contact for access, but I just haven't had time. So I sort of, and I don't even know if or when I'd be able to really sort of cover it properly anyway, but want to do that through here. Sins of a Solar Empire 2 has actually now hit Steam, and that's a game I've been really enjoying actually. Before I started getting this fluey sort of cough thing, I was really enjoying that one. So I'm looking forward to getting back into playing that one. I went and redid all of the tutorials, so we'll talk a little bit about Sins as well, because that is a it's a game that is anyway, we'll talk about that one when we get to it. What else is there we want to talk about? Maybe we'll just sort of play it by ear and just sort of see how we go this week. And also we will be definitely doing a marble run at the end. And I've got a giveaway key for one of the combat mission games. So I did want to sort of mention combat mission. Tomorrow is a special combat mission day on the Slytherin channel, and so I will actually be being part of that one as well. I think I'm the second streamer in on that particular one, starting at this time actually. So this will be the time slot that I'll be doing tomorrow on the Slytherin channel on Twitch. I probably will try to see if I can actually do a stream across to here as well. I haven't used Restream for a long period of time. I actually don't like using it because I can't monitor the chat from here. So I'm sort of in two minds as to whether to do it or not. It's sort of one of those things where, because I'm going to have a couple of giveaway keys there as well, and unfortunately, if I'm restreaming, I won't know about about you guys if you are watching on YouTube. So I probably won't restream. I'm sort of really in two minds about that one. I think doing giveaways and using Restream to actually then sort of do Twitch and YouTube at the same time is not a good mix. So I'm sort of I'm not 100% sure about that one. I'll just look through some of the chat. So Harry Ulrich saying hi Daz, nice to see you. Thanks for that one. Sean McVeigh saying welcome and good afternoon from northeast US. There we are. Yeah, thanks for that one. And CB is saying hi Daz, good to see you back. Yeah, should be back pretty much on a bit more of a sort of like a permanent sort of schedule again. This chesty thing has really sort of really knocked me around actually. Not in a physical way, but just in not being able to talk, which is very frustrating. And Rocklight saying, did you see Distant Worlds 2 demo earlier? No, I do want to actually also see what is publicly available about Distant Worlds 2. I know what's coming from the beta side of things, but I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. So we'll just have a look at see what the public is, because there is more exciting news coming in that side as well. A lot of the old favourites have had updates as well while I've been away. So there's a lot to talk about. I think we'll just sort of ease our way through and just have some fun with it and sort of see where we end up. So anyway, that gets those things out of the way. So Combat Mission will be the giveaway today, which is a great game. Like they're incredible games. Like it's sort of funny because they feel like they're old games when you actually sort of when you hear about them, because they don't sort of say like it's it's combat mission whatever it might be, version 6 or whatever it might be, or version 4 is probably sort of more the case in point, because they use different engines over time, and I think we're up to engine 4. So with the combat mission games, and so it essentially is a much more modern game than what it was when you first just look at the title. So it's sort of a bit misleading, the title. I think it's engine 4. Maybe we'll just quickly start one up and just have a bit of a look. I'll be playing which one is it? Battle for Normandy tomorrow. So I'll just open her up and just have a bit of a look, because it's the engine that's the important thing. And you've got battle packs and stuff like that as well. If I have a look at if I just go into version 4.05. So this is like combat mission Battle for Normandy 4. I don't know when the first Battle for Normandy came in. I think it may have been the engine version 2. So the engine is the important number, not the actual title itself. So the games are essentially sort of brought up with whatever the engine is, just so that you're aware. Like if you've had Combat Mission Battle for Normandy and you've only had the engine 2, I think you can still just update. I think if you've got like the base game. So, but it does become a much more streamlined game, I guess, or not just streamlined, but it sort of brings in all sorts of other innovations. And so if we just go and play, I'll just see if it does sort of come up. It looks old when you actually do go into it, like the actual the UI, the user interface is fairly old-fashioned. This one's not as bad as some of the other ones, to be honest. Yeah, Game Engine 4 is the important thing. That's the one that actually dictates it, and you can see their copyright 2024 in this instance. So it's certainly it's not just it sort of is a reskinned old game, but with a whole new combat engine, and it's the combat engine in Combat Mission that is the interesting thing, because the combat engine is actually used, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, I'm about 95% sure that it's the engine that they've used that's then been readapted to for use for training NATO officers. So they actually use this or a version of this engine, like a more professional version of this engine, as a training module for decision making, which I think is pretty cool. So anyway, that's going to be Combat Mission. That'll be tomorrow on the Slytherin Twitch channel. I'll think about restreaming to here. I'm really not unsure about doing that one. I don't like doing it. They've sort of asked us if we could, but I just really, particularly if I'm doing giveaways, I don't think it's going to work. So I'll have to really consider that one. I haven't looked at Restream for a while, and I probably won't, to be honest. I just don't like it. So anyway, I may re-upload or something like that. If it ends up being a good little stream. Quite often I find that it's a 2-hour block that I've got, and that's often, if I'm explaining things, is not enough time to run even a small mission of Combat Mission. I quite often can't get a mission done in that sort of time frame, so I'm not sure. I'll have to sort of think about how I do that one. Anyway, it's a pretty cool game the way it does actually work out. It's, as I said before, it's one of the games that I really do thoroughly enjoy, and they're not cheap either. So anyway, we've got so we'll have Combat Mission tomorrow, but also the giveaway today. So there'll be one of the Combat Mission games, and the one that we're giving away is actually Battle for Normandy. So I will actually no, I'll keep that one for tomorrow. I'll give away Cold War today, I think. I've got a couple of different keys there. A couple to give away tomorrow and one today. So anyway, that'll be... so if you're around at this time tomorrow on Twitch, I'll be streaming some Combat Mission, and there will be pretty much ongoing for many hours, people playing different Combat Mission games on the Slytherin channel. Right, that gets all those out of the way. So Jonathan saying, hi Daz, long time that I joined the ChatTactic, hope you're well. Yeah, no, I haven't, it must be about 6 weeks, I guess. It's been a long time. Like I've literally just yeah, just with I ended up with this sort of this flu-y thing about 6 weeks ago. That like at the time when I got it, I was quite exhausted. Like that was one thing that sort of was impacting me, and so I was finding that I was sleeping because it's like 3 a.m. for me at the moment, and I'm normally up at this time usually, but I found that when I started to get the flu, I felt good physically, but I just was tired, and so I was sleeping past this time slot basically for a few weeks, and then I lost my voice, and so I haven't been able to talk. I've still got a cough, but it's it's just slowly sort of coming back good again. So I've started to record in the last week or so, starting to sort of do a few more live streams. Got a lot of games that I do want to be sort of playing as well. And Predator is saying, ChatTactic rules. There we go. Thanks for that one. Okay, so anyway, that's going to be the plan of attack for today. I think I will go through... well, let's have a look at... Actually, there's a few things I should have set up. I always forget to do these sorts of things unless I'm sort of got a bit more time. So I will go to Steam in here. I think I'm logged in... Yeah, so I'm logged in here with my own Steam page. So the prices will be Australian. When you see the dollar signs, it will be Australian, which is about like a $1 is worth like about 70 cents US. So just sort of like not double it, but it's or not halve it. Sorry, but it's it's sort of like the US dollar amount will be less typically. From what we actually sort of see through there. Other thing I do want to have a bit of a look at is the. If I just go to my bookmarks, games, and I'll go to Steam charts and stats as well. And we'll log in there. And I don't think I have to log in. I think we can just sort of have a look at this one in through this other side, just in case you want to have a look at any of the trends. Right, well. I think what we might do is we might start off with Sins of a Solar Empire because that's, as I said before, one of the games that I do want to be starting to record. So I might just fire that one up so you can sort of see what's actually in there now. It's now essentially fully fleshed out and ready to go. I'm pretty sure that launched on Steam. I'll just have a look at Sins of a Solar Empire 2. There we go. So, and you can see, look at this. This is very positive, 87%, which is actually really, really good for, and I haven't looked at this before. So this one released a couple of weeks ago, and I was hoping to sort of be part of the actual release, but I just, with my throat, I just couldn't do it. But this is, and that's a lot of people who are reviewing the game in such a short period of time, and so and very positive, 87%. That's incredible. So for a Space 4X, it's very hard to find a Space 4X that actually will rate that highly. Like in fact, I would almost go and say that is probably the highest rated Space 4X that I think I've ever seen. To be honest, because they tend to the good ones tend to be about 80%. So that's actually pretty cool. Hi Chris, how are you going? So anyway, that's sort of, and so that essentially hit the Steam a couple of weeks ago now. So this is something that I'm really super impressed with this game. I've got to say, and I've had it for a while, and I've been sort of just playing it a little bit in the lead up to before I started to sort of get this flu thing, and. Really enjoyed it. It's got everything I like about Space 4Xs in terms of the there was things in it that I didn't even realise that was happening subconsciously, even just with the navigation within the actual ships itself. I was just not aware of just how smooth the game was actually playing. I might fire it up and just give you a bit of a feel for how that sort of does work. I'm not going to be able to sort of get anything too grandiose, but I will be doing some recordings of that this coming week. But I do want to highlight that. That's amazing. It's 87%. That is really, really cool. I mean, if you have a look at a few of the others, this is where we can go to Steam charts, I think. And I always forget how to use this. If we look at Sins of a Solar Empire. So a lot of people playing this one at this point in time. If we compare that, I think I can do a comparison, compare with others. So Sins of a Solar Empire 2, we'll compare that with, say, where would it be? if we do a search for, say, Stellaris, a lot more people playing Stellaris, of course. I'm just thinking that it would be interesting to sort of see that one. I know that, look, Distant Worlds, even though Distant Worlds is an incredible game, it doesn't actually rate very highly. You can see there are only a handful of players playing that one at the moment. What else have we got that would actually be worth comparing? If we just compare all three, I don't know if we're going to get the rating, actually, with this one here. So, yeah, if we have a bit of a look, in fact, we're not going to see much there, I don't think. We've not seen the red. The red would have only sort of just come through in the last week or so. Yeah, we're not going to see the ratings, I don't think. But this is an impressive start, I've got to say. A very impressive start. Stellaris is rated what? Actually, rating is high for Stellaris. That's at the same rating. That's 86.77, which is impressive, actually, I've got to say. Because I wouldn't rate it that high, personally. Sins is 84, it's 84.6 with that one through there. And Distant Worlds is sort of right around the 68, 70. It sort of tends to float around that sort of area. Yeah, so it's interesting. Anyway, I thought I'd just have a quick look at those just to sort of see how they're sort of going. But yeah, I'm sort of very, very happy for Stardock and that they've actually had such a positive launch. Actually, that's very, very cool. Very, very cool game. Let's just fire her up. I'll show you a little bit what I mean with the game itself. So I will be recording this one. I think it takes a little bit of time to load in, I think, just because it's still sort of in beta at this point in time. It's not actually launched. So let's get the sound up.
My entire generation has been consumed by this endless war. For more than 30 years, we've sacrificed and bled for a memory of peace we've never known. Few remain of those who fought before, and the burdens of command now fall on us. We were trained to survive in a hostile, changing galaxy. To evolve and adapt new tactics, and leverage the environment in our favor using the shifting phase lanes to cut off our enemies.
Anyway, let's just cut out of this one. Graphics is great in this game. Actually, Chris is saying, why does Stellaris get so much stick in the 4X community? It seems like a good enough game to me. I think it's one of those games, I haven't played a lot of it in recent times. I was, when it first came out, I wasn't super impressed with it, but I think it's just, and also, yeah, I don't know. Like I think, like the all the different DLC, a lot of it doesn't really add a lot to the game. I guess that's a part of it as well. No, look, it's certainly it's the benchmark. So I'm not giving it. I'm not being negative about Stellaris. I just think that it's probably overrated for what it is, but it is the benchmark, and so that is the one that, of course, any Space 4X is going to compare themselves to. But there, in my opinion, I think that there are better games out there than Stellaris. But that's just me. I have a very soft spot for Distant Worlds, for example. Stellaris, and as I say, I haven't played it for a fairly long time now, and I liked playing Stellaris, but I didn't love it. Whereas some of the other games I really have absolutely loved, like even like Gal Civ, for example. I'm not sure where Gal Civ falls in that mix, but the latest Gal Civ is incredible. And for me, that would be the main competitor to Stellaris in terms of the gameplay style. And as I say, I haven't played Stellaris for a while, but Gal Civ I've really enjoyed playing. Because that has had a lot of polish, and again, that's another Stardock game. But anyway, let's just go into here. I'll just go and play this one here as an example. So just go and set up the game. I'll just go and play random back and through this other side. We're not going to be able to do any real combat in this instance, but it's just, if I just go and start the game, the polish in this game is really, really high. Like it's actually, you know, it's got a very, very good user interface. Chris is saying, how about Endless Space 2? I found that very disappointing, to be honest. I really didn't like Endless Space 2 at all. I mean, I played it, but it's, I found the combat in that, and look, to be honest, Gal Civ had the same sort of issue for me for a period of time. Here we go. We've actually come in as yeah, this is actually a different sort of start. But and I can even sort of show with this one through here. We're starting off. The camera is automatically on this particular ship. If I start to zoom back out, if I just sort of go, I wonder what's going on over there, it will just automatically hook up, and that doesn't seem like a lot about what's going on here. They're just automatically sort of coming into this system to sort of colonize. But if I start to just look at something, it will just start to automatically orbit. And not many games do that. Like, you know, it's a beautiful looking game, this one. It's so as you start to sort of hook into and look at different ships, it'll automatically then start to orbit the actual ships themselves. And it's just a very, very immersive style of game, this one here. It's just and I didn't even realize what it was doing until I've been playing it for quite some period of time. Then I realized, oh wow, it's actually, yeah, it's just a little thing, but it's so many of the space games would actually learn a lot just by having this very intuitive orbiting system of ships that you sort of that you start to highlight. As soon as I look at a ship and then sort of move forward with something, it'll sort of go from object to object, and then, you know, sort of then back out through there. But it's as I said before, it's just you know, it's very, very intuitive, just with the way that it's that you navigate through the actual game itself. And the other thing I really like about this game, it's a real-time game, but I can press the space bar and bang, I've got the pause on. So I can pause the game at any point in time and actually then plan out what I want to be doing, check everything out. It's not super difficult in terms of the actual combat mechanics, but the things like, for example, like in Distant Worlds, we get to know what the fields of fire actually are. So it's not as detailed as Distant Worlds with the actual ship designs and the fields of fire, but they do actually have a field of fire with the actual weaponry. And so this particular ship, you can see there, has got 4 point defense autocannons. This is a Garda flak frigate. So this has actually got the very specific abilities of just using these little point defense guns. That's all it does, is try to shoot down missiles. I don't know what it's firing at. It's firing up this way at something. I'm not sure what that actually is, but this is should be trying to protect something else, like a different sort of ship. So this ship in through here is a Cobalt light frigate, and this has got like 1 medium autocannon. Now these light frigates have got the autocannon. You can sort of see it in through in this other side over through here. It's got like on either side, but essentially it's sort of rated as a medium autocannon. It doesn't have the ability to switch around and look at different angles, and so in this case, this can only sort of fire straight ahead. So certain other ships that you end up getting, and not a big ship like this, but other ships will have a different like that. They'll have other abilities to get in behind these sorts of frigates and then sort of make good use of them. So to have a bit of a look, and we'll just watch this thing get blown apart by the big ship that we've got in through there. So just go through. Bang, there it goes. It's just a very, very nice looking game. Again, just coming sort of straight into the actual, and so it's a very easy game to navigate. Beautiful looking game. There we go. So we did actually get some combat right from the very, very start, just because we ended up sort of playing as this particular faction. So as you sort of click on the different ships, I can double click on them, and then that sort of then hooks that one in as well. So they're now coming in to try to sort of take on the other ships. There we go. So anyway, we won't play any more than that. It's a simple game in so many different ways, but it does have like it's got like the user interface is great. The user interface in Ender Space 2 was also really quite a nice looking game, but it just didn't have the polish, the degree of polish with these sorts of combat type systems that we end up having. This is one of these games where you end up with like a fairly large fleet going around, and you do manage that fleet. You do have sort of like a fleet system back in through this other side. I'm not sure where this one's actually heading off now, but anyway, let's leave that one alone. But anyway, that's Sins of a Solar Empire. We'll just exit to desktop there. So that has come out now and looks to be really, really kicking some goals. Just looking at the ratings there. In fact, if we have a look at if we go back into into what we had, this I won't do the comparison. If I just go back to, can I just click on Sins? Yeah, so that's impressive. That is really impressive, I've got to say. Like, that is great. I'm really happy for them that they've actually been able to achieve that. And it's been pretty consistent from when they actually launched it a couple of weeks ago. Just looking at what's actually going on through here, so it's fairly consistent sort of numbers playing all the way through, which is awesome. Yeah, that's a really, really good start for a game like this. So anyway, that's good to see. Actually, I'm really quite happy that they've been able to achieve that. So now we've sort of got, as I was saying, did you see that the Distant Worlds 2 Return of the Shakturi stream? I didn't see it, actually. I've sort of really have been out of the loop for like 6 weeks. I've really, in the end, because I was just trying to get over this this flu, I ended up deciding not to. I was hardly even opening my computer in that period, just as I thought I'm just going to take a complete break and try to sort of get over on top of the flu type thing. So I missed a lot of information. I was supposed to do a live stream actually, but I wasn't able to do it. Not that I was able to show Return of the Shakturi, but I did want to sort of catch up with that one. Let's have a look and see what we've got with Distant Worlds in that case. So we'll just go back across. Distant Worlds 2. Yep, so we've got we've got mixed reviews in recent times. 50%. That's actually, I always get surprised, unpleasantly surprised by the ratings of Distant Worlds. It's a good game. But anyway, it just doesn't rate very highly. People don't like it, which is fine. People can do what they like with it, I guess. But where's the news? If we go into Community Hub, yeah. So there's the preview there. So that's that's only just come out. There must be a. Yep, so Eric Runeswell did a preview stream of the new upcoming DLC, Return of the Shakturi. There we go. I'll have to have a look at that, actually. So I'll have to have a look. It says live now, but I don't know if that is live now. Oh, it must be. Maybe he's just finishing it off. I didn't even realise. So, when was this one? This is July. July, yeah. It's not that far back. So the official version, that's been out for a while, the 1.2.2.0. Yeah, I won't spend too much time with this one, but I will have to have a look and see what the because I haven't actually played the beta of Return of the Shakturi. So yep, so the Boscara and Xenox will be the next base factions updated, so that's good. So the Boscara are the bugs, which are sort of closely related to the Shakturi. So that will come out at the same time, I'm guessing. Main change to our schedule has been a longer delay with updates. Yeah, blah blah blah. There's just so many more things get added to this particular game as well. It's disappointing to see the reviews for this game, because for me it's a much better game than what the reviews say. Yeah, so as I was saying, Eric did a live stream, amazing ship design. Yeah, it does have some great new features. I'll have to have a look at that, actually. I'll have to get some time and have a bit of a look to see what's actually going on with that. So it must have only just happened in the last, last hours, like from what I can sort of see through here. So I'm not sure if that's the case. I'm not sure when that actually was. I'll have to have a look at that one. anyway, that's pretty cool. And there's a preview there. Yeah, I'll have to have a look and see what that one does bring. So anyway, that's a game that that's like that would still be my favourite Space 4X, I think, just because of the intricacies of it. I do really quite like that one. So Chris is saying, yeah, Homeworld could have done that Zoom thing. Yes, yeah, Homeworld is one of those games that I actually grabbed the demo of Homeworld because I thought that would be the next big thing. Actually, where does that one rate? If we have a look at Homeworld, because that was one that I really thought was going to be Homeworld 3. This is the one. Yeah, wow. So the so only 41% user reviews are positive. This is what I mean. Like it's quite hard. Only 83 in the actual game itself. And that was actually that was a game that looked like it was going to be, like a very, very, sort of like it was geared up to be like like an absolute world beater, the way it was sort of had been set up. I don't know if we can have a look at let's have a look and see if we can find the actual charts. And we'll look at Max. Yeah, so it launched with 9,000, nearly 10,000 players, and then just died. Wow, that disappointed, didn't it? Look at that. Look at the disappointment there. So 2 weeks in, what was that? So if it launched on the 13th of May, by the end of May, you compare this to Sins. Sins launched with less players playing it, but 10 times more players currently playing it 2 weeks later. As opposed to Homeworld. So Homeworld really bombed out. And it's just things like that little sort of subconscious thing that Sins has got that really makes such a massive, massive difference, like a massive difference. And so I know a lot of people were really looking forward to this one here. It's interesting. So the monthly players, and it's now just got a handful of players. I mean, that's a dead game essentially. Like for a big game, you can get niche games where hardly anyone will play it, but it'll still actually sort of plod along. But this was sort of geared as a AAA type game, and really didn't sort of then work. So yeah, interesting actually, very, very interesting. But yeah, they could have their navigation that Homeworld had. I remember trying to do the tutorial. I gave up in the tutorial actually. I just thought, this is really just super frustrating trying to navigate around. Whereas Sins, you don't even think about it. You're just navigating from item to item and really, really easily. And it's a simple thing, but God, they did it well. So I agree that Homeworld could have done that Zoom thing as well. I didn't even I was playing Sins for quite a long period of time without even realizing why. I just found it such an easy game to play, like as in enjoyable, and it was that Zoom thing made such a massive difference. Distant Worlds could do well with that as well, to be honest. Chris is saying, so I haven't played the first Sins. Is it worth a shot? It's cheap on GOG, seeing as I can't afford Sins 2 for now. It's a good game. I don't know, is it good now in the modern era? It probably still would be. I think there were some updates that came, or some I think there was like a different element, or different. What was it? It was have a quick look and see what we can find. I don't know if it's going to be here on the. I'll just go to the store page and just do a look for Sins 1, because I thought there was Sins Rebellion. The Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. That's the one that you want if you're going to get the old one. This is very old now. Like it's now 12 years old, and but this also still rates very positively. 94%. There we go. In the last 30 days are positive, and 93% overall for the game. So this was the one that you want though, if you're gonna get the old game. That was sort of like where it with version 1 of the game. That's where it sort of ended up essentially with all of the additions and stuff. So Commander Spacefaring Empire, this new standalone expansion that combines 4x depth and real-time strategy gameplay. It's nowhere near as good as Sins 2, to be honest, just with the little extra things that Sins 2 has got. But I think that I've just got to get my facts right, but there was a lot of things added to Rebellion. So don't get the original Sins. Get Sins Rebellion. So that's the one that you do want. And I think that with Sins 2, they wanted to at least get to this benchmark before they did their release, which is what they've done, I think. I think from what I've remember sort of reading and seeing. So they didn't just try to get to Sins 1. They got to Sins Rebellion, and is my understanding of what actually did happen there. So there's a lot to like about where it's heading, but also this was a very, very good game. So so that's the you got the Ultimate Edition there. There is actually a whole lot of extra things. It's expensive though, so this one's still expensive at $43, to be honest, Australian. So that would be around about, say, $30 US, I would guess, somewhere in around there. Then you've got all the different DLCs as well. But it was a good game. I would definitely get that rather than just the original game. The original game is nowhere near as polished as Rebellion was. All right, so we've got that one through there. Let's have a quick look through. So, as I was saying, most of the reviews are due to Chinese translation issues. So you could check that link. There's a nice new poster for the game. This is, I think, we're talking about Homeworld. Oh, look, I won't go back to Homeworld. We'll leave that one there. So Rocklight saying they mentioned in the Distant Worlds 2 stream that they will have a new structure called an outpost, which will increase the range of colony. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool, actually. Well, in that case, I hope that they drop the colonization range down. Like I said, you've got like a limit of, say, 50. I don't think it goes down as low as 50. With what that one's actually got, so that'll be interesting to sort of see if they do something along that as well. But that's good. Actually, that would be pretty cool actually. So just a few hours ago was the stream. Yeah, there we go. It's just Rocklight. Yes, so I'll have to have a look at that one. So Tiger Russ is saying the live was still running when I switched to your. Oh, okay. Yep. There we go. Yeah. So it was happening at the same time. I didn't even realise. I knew there was an announcement coming, but I wasn't sure when the announcement for Distant Worlds was actually there. Tiger Russ is apologising profusely for having his cap locks on. I do that all the time, to be honest. It's funny because I've gone back to work, and it's sort of I'm only supposed to be working 3 days a week at this other company, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I've got to say, I absolutely love it. I love the people there. I love the work. It's just really engaging and really good fun. And I've had to be working like 5 days rather than 3 days for the last few months, and so that's also been sort of stretching my time a little bit. But that has made it a little bit hard for me to sort of get time for recording, just because of the amount of commitments that I've actually got through that one through there. And that's been a bit of a stretch. And I haven't used a Mac computer for decades up until going and working for this company, and so I've had to sort of get used to, and I keep on all the time. The caps lock on the keyboard there is sort of like in a position where I'm usually like automatically using the shift key on my PC keyboard. I probably should get myself like a more of a gaming type keyboard, which is what I've got here, where the keys are more pronounced, but. Yeah, it's quite funny because I've got I've brought in like they didn't have drawing tablets there, but I've brought in one of my drawing tablets from home essentially, and it keeps on finding its way. I have the drawing tablet in front of my desk and then the keyboard in behind it, so I'm sort of stretched out a little bit. I'm not going to use the keyboard, but I always push the caps lock all the time, and also the drawing tablet ends up shuffling across the bottom of the keyboard's really, really low, and it will just start to hit some of the function type keys, and yeah, so it's funny. It's just not used to it. So Chris is saying, "Oh, a good old iMac. Still can't stand those machines or anything by Apple. Come to that." I've got to say, like, it's sort of funny because I'm doing I do a lot of, like, I'm sort of basically doing graphic work, which I love doing, and I like the actual, when I first started using it, I was a little bit I wasn't really used to it, but very quickly I sort of just got used to the keyboard shortcuts, just being slightly different than what they were. I'm still got to think, if I'm doing sort of stuff here, I'm in my home system, I've got to, because I'm on a Windows system here, I've got to then rethink things through. But I've got to say, it was interesting to do 3D work and rendering out 3D work for, like, on the Mac, because it's quite a powerful Mac, and it's so much faster than the PC in terms of doing actual 3D rendering. So it was, that was interesting, actually, just sort of seeing the difference. It was, when I first started rendering, I didn't have it set up properly, and it was really slow, like on the Mac. And I was thinking, this is really shit, like, in comparison. So I was going to actually be rendering back on my home system, because rendering takes a long time. But when once I'd sort of set up all of the parameters for the graphics and stuff, it was about 7 or 8 times faster than the PC that I've got. So and the PC's not brand new, but it's I was surprised at just how fast it was. So Tiger Russ is saying, what type of graphics are you doing? A lot of corporate identity type stuff, so logo type work, signs, product design. In the 3D work, I'm doing I'm sort of rendering out images for of product that's being developed, stuff like that. So it's a bit of everything, really, which is great. I really thoroughly enjoy it. So and the guys there are quite good fun as well. Like, it's interesting because it's not a graphic company. Like, it's actually a production. Like, they make product, and so everyone's got a different role, and so it's not a small company. It's not massive. Well, it's not even it's a pretty, I'd class it a medium-sized company. There's about 20 people that work there, but like, it's sort of I'm the only one that does graphics. There's other people there's only one other person that does something else, and so it's sort of a real mix of different skills, which is really, really interesting. I've always worked for advertising agencies, or where everyone is doing the same sort of work. So it's quite good fun to actually be in amongst people who are actually doing very, very different quite stuff. And I find that so rewarding, like, to actually have all these different skill sets around me, which is, so anyway, I'm thoroughly enjoying that. And I didn't know how it would go, because I haven't actually worked for someone for decades, like literally decades. I've worked for myself for forever, really. And so it was sort of funny going back and actually being part of a work environment, and I didn't know how I'd go with that, but I really, really like it. So anyway, Tiger Russell saying, been sorting out my Steam library. Yeah, so probably just too many games. Yeah, I've got that problem where I've just got I've now have it split between installed games and uninstalled games, but I haven't really sort of sorted things out. So as I was saying, I was talking about Distant Worlds 2. What was that one to do with? Oh, okay, new structure. Yeah, so that was, check out the link. There's a nice new poster for the game. Actually, let's have a look at that one in that case. Just go back to Distant Worlds. Distant Worlds 2. And you said to click on the... What did we look at? Won't be that one. Community Hub. I'm not sure where the new poster is. Yeah, it's not all that impressive, that one. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see it there. Anyway, we'll just continue on. Okay, so, so Tiger Russ is saying I was tabbing a lot, so must have hit the caps lock by mistake. And Tiger Russ is saying, I was in commercial design when I left school. Yeah, it's sort of, I've always been since I left uni, I've always done graphic design. Like, that's my that's what I do. I do a lot of I did a lot of illustration as well. Like I was doing a lot of like all sorts of different illustrations. So I really enjoy illustration, and that's and I get to do a lot of that at this new company as well. So to do with product labeling and stuff like that. So it's good fun. It's something I really enjoy. Tuggerus is saying, long time ago now. There we are. Yeah. So commercial design. I'm guessing that's corporate design is sort of like the so corporate design is sort of like where I've focused pretty heavily. I've certainly worked a lot in advertising agencies, and so I did a lot of advertising as well, advertising graphics and all sorts of different things along, with press ads and TV ads and stuff. So it was, but this has been good fun. Saying, I guess, don't have an exclusive ecosystem that Apple's uses. It's not like say an Android phone where it's plug and play in any device. With Apple, you have to use their systems. Yes, I don't like that either. I don't like the and look, to be honest, Google is starting to sort of try to close their markets as well. So I'm sort of hoping that Google doesn't end up too much like Apple in that sense. Okay, so as I was saying, the poster is not on Steam; it's released on Twitch. Okay, yeah, look, that's okay. We can go to Distant World's Reddit page where I posted it. Okay, look, I won't go there. It'll take me too long to find that one. All right, let's move on to other things. So we've got that's those games out of the way. I did want to have a look at Civ is coming, so we'll have a bit of a look at the at Civilization, I think, and see what we can find out. Civilization 7. Wow, it's expensive. So it's going to release in February. I do have to make contact with them actually. It's I wouldn't mind sort of getting in on this one. But I don't know. We probably won't find out much information about it, to be honest. You can pre-purchase it for shitloads of money. I mean, it is, again, this is the benchmark for this sort of game. I mean, similar games, it's saying Age of Wonders 4, which I don't know if that's true, and Gladius definitely not. Gladius is nowhere near nothing like Civilization. But anyway, it's gameplay reveal, pre-order now. Yeah, they did actually have... I saw that the reveal that they did was extrememely successful by the looks of things, which makes sense, of course. I mean, this is the market leader for what it does do. So so this is watch the Civilization 7 gameplay showcase on August the 20th. I haven't looked at any of this stuff. Actually, what are the comments saying? What are people saying? Will we get good information or not? Probably not. Pricing all over the world discussion. One place to collect them all. Okay, $70 for the base game. If you have such pricing, are you ready to buy the game for that price? If not, not be buying on February the 11th. So yeah, people don't like the price. So that's an expensive game. I haven't seen a game that priced, to be honest. God, when was the last time I saw a game that was priced over $100 Australian? I can't remember, to be honest. I really can't remember a game that had that sort of price tag. If I'm just trying to think of some of the games where you end up buying all the DLC in advance as well. So so too much all the way through. People are not liking the 120 Australian dollars, equivalent to $80 US. So that's a big price ticket actually. Aliens and Civ 7, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. It's hard to get a don't pre-purchase. I'm not sure why people would be saying that. I'm sure that the game is going to be very polished. Like it'll be a good looking game. This game is woke. He's just saying I had to say something stupid. There we go. Oh, it's funny. It's interesting, like it's sort of this next one. They're saying you're not wrong. All the women models look meh, and the male models look like 3-year-olds having a temper tantrum and super ugly. Look at the Augustus in Civ 5 versus the one here in Civ 7. Yeah. It's interesting because it's I don't know if it's woke or not, but it's certainly like I know that in recent times a lot of games have been trying to sort of, in one sense, I get represent particularly females more accurately, and sort of I'm just trying to think of some of the games that did it. It's certainly in recent years, and the one that I guess the game that really does sort of stand out for me. I don't know if I think I can. I've still got it installed. Let's have a quick look and see. If I go to Age of Wonders 3, because that ended up. Do I have it still on this computer? If I've got it, it should be up in here somewhere. But that, like the characters in that were not attractive, which is sort of funny because before that they were. There we go, Age of Wonders 3 there. Don't know. Hopefully this won't take too long to load in. But the I'll just let it bring that one in. If there's user content to be updated, I'll just see if it'll actually do it. There's my old YouTube name from way back. Now, traditionally, like when you look at these, the female characters in when you look at the Age of Wonders franchise, typically the elves and the humans will be sort of like more attractive. The orcs, of course, don't look all that attractive in the game, but they they certainly they were. It was a step down in Age of Wonders 3, and I wouldn't say it's woke as such, but it's if we go to God, it's been ages since I've played this. If I go to new random map as an example, let's go to next, and then launch. I mean, it's not terrible, is it, really, when you have a look at that one through there? Just looking at the actual, you got your halflings, they don't count. They're orcs. They did look awkward. They may not have. Actually, they weren't unattractive, I guess, the actual forms that they had. But it was sort of funny because I don't remember them being I remember it being a step down in terms of the overall, just the basic fantasy attractiveness of the characters. Can't see where we've got other ones in through there. Dwarf, that's not going to count really in this sort of sense. But then when they did Age of Wonders 4, the characters went back to being. This is Julia of House Iniok. Actually, I'll take that back. I mean, they had some awkward shapes, but they look good. Actually, they do look good. Not the same as the group. If we go to customize new, that would probably be the way to do it, and just get random characters. And if we start with, let's go to the ones that are traditionally like the. The orcs are always, of course, they're going to be unattractive. But actually, I'll take that back. Actually, they're not as bad as I thought. It's funny because I just remember when I first picked up Age of Wonders 4, the overall characters looked so much more attractive, and it was, and also in Age of Wonders 2 they seemed more attractive than in 3. But just I'll walk back away from that. It's not what I thought. Maybe I was just thinking of the orcs in that sort of sense. Just go back and quit. Just remember where the quit button is. But certainly in Age of Wonders 4, the characters are a lot more polished and they really do look good in like across the board. Not just in attractiveness, but just the overall look of the game is amazing. Actually, we do have to talk about Age of Wonders 4. This game has really come it's had a few little free updates in over the last couple of months. that has really improved it. I will just quickly just go through what they are, because it's if you've got the game and haven't actually had a look at it for a period of time, you may want to have a look at it now. This one does take a bit of time to load in. I don't play this one with any mods. The Age of Wonders 3 I had to play with lots and lots of mods, whereas this one here I don't have to play with any mods. But the I'll just go through the, like, for me, the most exciting changes that have come into this game, and pretty much, I mean, other than the DLCs have all been really, really good in this game. And I think there's still more DLCs to come, which I'm thankful for, because it is an extremely good game. It's definitely my favourite game at the moment. I've always enjoyed this series, and this game for me is just getting better and better and better all the time. But what they've done, just with the degree of polish for the random realms and also the random factions, is exceptional. I mean, it can still be improved. I think the random factions are a little bit too random, which I'll show you what I mean when we get into it. When it eventually does load up, it does take a little bit of time to load in. Sorry, missing a few of the comments there. Chris is saying, sod Civ 7, I'm still playing Civ 5 and loving it. I'll buy Ara instead, says Azoth. There we go. Yeah, and Tigerus is saying I'm on the fence. I may go for Ara instead. I'm not sure what's Ara. I'm not sure what that one actually is. Right, Tigerus is saying I don't like Aegis. I didn't like it in Humankind. It's not for me. I'm exactly the same. I feel very strongly about that, actually. I don't like the construct of having different ages coming through, and the Millennia, I didn't mind the idea of it, the paradox sort of Civ killer essentially, but it still was ages, and I just, for me it just doesn't work. I prefer to play in a single era, to be honest. It's sort of, for me, it's something that just doesn't sort of really gel all that much. So, as I was saying, Star Wars Outlaws is like $120. There we go. It's becoming the norm, says Tigerus. That's a shame, actually, because I really thought, like, there was a time when games were becoming cheaper and cheaper. Stellaris and all DLC. Yeah, with all the DLCs for games like Stellaris, it is going to be expensive. So yeah, with DLCs and things, particularly with the Paradox, a lot of the Paradox games, it is quite expensive. There were some games that actually did sell like a season pass. I think Age of Wonders was one of those, where you could actually buy the season pass to get like the 4 DLCs at the start before the game launched. I think that Gal Civ 3 did the same thing, from memory. So Marcus Aurelius is saying, hey Daz, did you check out Lord of Rigel recently? No, I haven't actually. I'll have a look at that one. If I forget, remind me. We'll have a bit of a look. I also want to have a look at the new Heroes of Might and Magic as well, because I don't know anything at all about that one. That was mentioned before as well. So with this one, with Age of Wonders, I won't go through, of course, all the nuances with the actual game, but if you haven't played this for a while, kick it up again, because with new game, there's this unknown realm has been added in, which really does enhance the replayability of the game a lot. What you could do before this came in was to go to create realm and go to customize realm, and then go into these and choose unknown traits for these different areas, which means it would then pick a random aspect of these, so you could sort of end up with like a few different sorts of unknown traits from all of the different bits and pieces to essentially build a world. You could then sort of randomize as well to sort of pick up different sorts of things, but you sort of know what you had coming back into the actual game itself. With Unknown Realm, you don't know what you're going to get at the start, which is a little bit like doing the question marks. So it's a little bit like sort of clicking on a few of these type of things. But you still are going in at least with a bit of stuff with your eyes open to a degree. You can also then go in and set, edit which traits can show up in randomization. So you can actually have and dictate what you want there, which has actually been added in as well. Like, this is actually quite nice to be able to filter in the unknowns. Anyway, let's just go back out. One thing I don't like is it doesn't remember your settings when you do unselect things, and I wish it would remember those. I wish it was sort of like it would actually keep a memory of what you do and don't like in your preferences with that one. When you click on Unknown Realm, you have essentially all the unknowns in through there, which sort of makes it sort of seem like it's sort of all okay, but some of these won't kick in and some of them will. So you don't know what's going to be what. So this, for me, is actually a really interesting way to play the game. You also have your unknown traits there, which is the same as when you had the question marks there before, where you got simple, normal, and complex. So they've added that in. That was quite some time ago that they did that one through there. But if we just go and I'll just set this one down to say 4 players. If we then go, so this is one aspect which I found really, really interesting, because you don't know what sort of world you're going to go. It's beyond just the random map. It is actually a whole sort of like random theme to what's going on as well. So that's one thing. The thing over through here as well, you could previously create a faction and then just click on random and get a random faction. But now you can click on random faction through here. And one of the interesting things about this now is when you actually go and re-roll. Like if I re-roll a few different times, I'm getting all sorts of different characters coming through, and I would make my selection through here, but I can go back through the other ones that we rolled. So I can essentially go back in and double check everything. Like it's like on a cycle. I don't know how many you can actually have, but I did over 10. Like, and it was so you can actually sort of bring in, and this I think also then means that you're going to be able to play outside of your comfort zone with the actual classes that you're bringing in as well. So it's quite interesting the way it does work. Again, I think it could be improved. One thing with this, if you go back in and start to edit it, it doesn't edit. It sort of resets it, unfortunately. So you can't just go in and make a tweak, which is what I would have preferred, to be able to sort of, like, if I come back in, I'm literally starting again, which I don't think is good. So I think I prefer to have that one. Oh, actually, no, it is coming through.
What defines their society?
Yeah, so you can actually, in that case, I'll take that one back. It's a king.
Reveal yourself.
Yeah, okay. I'll step back on that one as well. So you can actually chop and change things here as well. But then when you click on onward, I think at that point you've then made your selection. So you can tweak. I didn't realize you could actually tweak in that instance. So you can just come in and make a few little chops and changes, which is actually cool. So that actually sort of works out fairly well. And then when you come in, you don't know what sort of realm you're going to be playing. You can see we've got like lava lakes in through here. It looks like a lava lake world. We may still not know if that's what we're actually playing on. I'll just click on OK. Click on OK there. Yeah, look, here we go. So as we discover aspects about the world, it will then appear on the side through here. So we've got like world seals are revealed. So this is one of the aspects of the world that were random, that came in. And so you start off with a faction that you're not really used to playing, in a world that you don't know what you're going to get when you arrive, and then you have to sort of adapt and make sense. So for me, this really does change the procedural generation of playing the game in a really positive way. So, and they've done a lot of little things like that, but they've also made some other changes to the game where you can, where the actual characters can start to now, like the other people that you're playing against, can give you quests themselves. So the quests themselves are no longer just super arbitrary. They are, like, some of them are now really, really finessed for the actual game itself. So Age of Wonders 4 just keeps on kicking goals, and they're like all these sorts of changes, just base game changes. So it's very, very cool the way it sort of does work. I'll just exit the game through there. I do actually have a series that I've been recording and uploading here on YouTube, and I've actually been playing a series on Twitch as well, which I've almost finished that particular run. But thoroughly enjoying Age of Wonders 4 at the moment. Definitely my favourite game at the moment. So that's sort of right at the very, very top. Now, where did we get up to? So, as I was saying, part of me understand, like, make heroes and leaders look good. Yep, so Tigris is saying leaders are old, history is different leaders. It's time Civ moved forward. Yeah, so it's that's one thing I did hear about, that you've actually changed leaders with each age in Civ, which I don't know that doesn't sound all that great. Tigerus is saying Civ leaders look far too cartoonish. They've done that for a while, actually, with the leaders. And Chris is saying they look okay to me. I don't mind in games like Civ. You're not really using your characters on the map. So I don't mind them being a bit sort of cartoonish. They're only really used in diplomacy, and I don't know if the new game is going to be like that as well. Whereas in games like Age of Wonders, you actually, like Age of Wonders 4, your character is on the map, and so the way that they look is important. They've got to sort of work in with the world, which I think in Age of Wonders they certainly do. I think, like for me, Age of Wonders is now just a work of genius. It really is just such an incredible game. I wonder how they rate. Let's just have a quick look and see. Go back to Age of Wonders. I'll bet you it doesn't rate very well. Oh, very positive. There we go. So recent times, 81%, 81%. That's sort of what I expect for these sort of complex type games. Like, and there is a bit of complexity with Age of Wonders, but God, it's a great game. Such a great game. So, yeah, really, the innovations that they made with that is just mind-blowingly good. There's no other Fantasy 4X that really comes close to it anymore, I don't think. Including games, like even like Dominions, which I have a real soft spot for. I just don't think that... I think Age of Wonders 4 now just sort of takes things just to a whole other extreme with what they actually are doing. And as I say, the little changes that they've been making have been just amazingly good. So where are we? So original intent saying I think it looked good too. I think you're talking about Age of Wonders 3. Yeah, look, I'll step back from that. I know that when Age of Wonders 4 came out, for me it was like, oh great, they've actually they've gone back to not worrying too much about trying to make things real. Like they've gone back to fantasy, and which I quite liked. It sort of reminded me very, very much of Age of Wonders 2. Anyway, that's just the aesthetics. So original intent saying, I hope Civ 7 has an expanded or different research tree that stayed essentially the same for too long. And Tigerus is saying, I agree. And Tigerus is saying, problem with Civ is that we have been playing the same story for 30 years. It's just a tad old now. Chris is saying the only good thing Civ 7 potentially is that if Christopher Tin does the music. I don't know, Christopher. So Ara History Untold, okay, releases September the 24th, says David. Well, let's have a look at that one. Let's see what the what's the price on Ara. 89. So it's not. Well, that's not good. Why did that one come up at the top? Build a nation, lead your people throughout history and pinnacles of human achievement as you explore new lands, develop arts and culture. So yeah, we don't know anything at all about it. 25th for me, 24th for the rest of you. Like it's 4 weeks time. Yeah, so $90. It's not cheap. Not cheap there as well. This is the deluxe pre-order edition. Yeah, I don't know anything at all about this particular one. So we'll let that one let that one slide. All right, so what else have we got there? So Sticky Wig is saying, lovely customized browser tab that Daz has now. The browser tab. Not sure what you mean with that one, sorry. Yep, I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Sticky Wicket. Matthew Lake is saying, hi Daz, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, look, I'm certainly on the improve. I've been a little bit under the weather for the last couple of months, really. It's funny, I've still got all these physical things, like I haven't been able to use my left arm for, it's getting on to 3 months now. So, and I don't go to the doctor very often, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, you need to go and see a physio. So I've got this physio that I do go and see when my back starts to play up. So I went and saw him, and he's referred me back to the doctor to get all these tests on my arm now. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but he's before he can do anything, he's not going to touch my left arm. But I can't swim with the left arm. I can sort of do everything with the right arm, but I just can't actually. I can't swim with the left arm. It's just basically a useless lump at the moment. I can still move it around and do stuff with it, but it's just, so it's all these little physical ailments. So, I've got to go back today to the doctor to get a referral to get tests done to see what it actually is. But that's just physical. So Jonathan saying, by the way, Dad's another game that became really, really good is Total War Pharaoh with the Dynasties update. Yeah, I haven't really been playing any of the Total... I'm out of the loop with Total War. Like I don't get anything from them anymore. So I don't cover their games anymore. And I don't chase their games anymore, to be honest. I would like to play the fantasy games that they brought out. I thought they were exceptionally good. But I have heard that Pharaoh was good, but I haven't actually looked at it, to be honest. Hi, Michael. How are you going? Saying, have you had a look at the new Heroes of Might and Magic? No, we're doing that now, actually. Or maybe Stranded Alien Dawn. I haven't seen that one either. But let's have a look at Heroes. Olden era. So let's have a look at the actual, at what we've got through here as well. And we'll, come on, up you come. We'll just put the sound on. Interesting. Okay, let's go back and have a look at that because there's some interesting innovations with this. That's what I just proclaimed. That's just talking about the weeks in the old Heroes. These are, this graphic is not in-game graphic. That's not a, that's something that's been generated for them with painterly type aspects. So we can't rely on that one. This is one thing this is in game. What I like about this is very much like what's the game? There's an independent game that came out that essentially was the Heroes of Might and Magic killer, where you didn't rely on having your forces at the back end of the map. And one of the interesting things about this one, we're not seeing the numbers of the characters that make up the stacks. These are individuals, which is interesting. That's really quite strange. Unless there's a thing you can turn where you turn off the actual information. So there's a spell coming down. You do play on a hex map, which is great. So this is very, very positive. The individual characters coming in like this. This is a little bit more like Eodor. So this has actually got a nice Eodor type feel about it, but we're not seeing any real information about the actual characters themselves. It may still be the numbers where you have the base numbers, and I can't see them getting around that. I think it would always be that sort of sense. But I like the idea of actually playing much more tactically. So this is looking like it's looked at the games that have come out recently that borrow from the Heroes of Might and Magic and innovate in the tactical battle sense. Looks like they've actually taken a lot of those lessons on board. The map itself is not super strategic. You've got a few areas where you're blocking terrain. That's about it. Okay, again, we're not seeing numbers. We're seeing multiple arrows coming out of this Naga. And so it's hard to sort of tell what the numbers actually are. And we're not seeing damage dealt either. So I think that the number interface would have to still be there. So I'm thinking that that's still going to be very much the same as what was there. It's interesting to sort of see how spread out everything actually is, though, which is also a bit of a concern because it means that you're not getting benefit from. So I think it's it's going to be a fairly simplistic. I think it's just going to be pretty much walk in, do damage type arrangement. It's not going to have the nuance of, say, Age of Wonders. Just looking at what's going on with the placement of the units. Okay, now we still don't get to see numbers, but we do get to see a pretty map. Like the map looks good. with different sorts of goodies back and through this other side. You've got your defenders in different areas. So this is very much just like a standard Heroes of Might and Magic map with your various choke points back and through there, but no actual numbers anywhere. This is just your city building, which again is just graphical. It doesn't really add anything. Similarly, again, Necromancer cities, expanding the map, but again, we're seeing that's the home territory. I like this idea of, like, it's graphically very, very pretty, but we're not seeing any real innovation in here. I'm interested in it. A new strategic tale. I'm not sure how that would then sort of operate. Yeah, so again, we're not seeing numbers, and I would have preferred to have seen numbers in these things just to get a feel for what's going on. This is interesting. This is the first time we get to see a character that actually does a multiple hex attack back and through here, and then we see different characters all lined up here as well. So, you know, do they get benefit by being in a line? So you can see there that sort of hit all three. These as well, you can see that they're not relying on each other to getting close, which makes me think that tactically it's not really, there's no real benefit. They're just individual fighters. Yeah, these are just, again, characters on the actual map itself, just necromancers and stuff. That there is the magic system. So we're in battle. Got the characters sort of at the back end through this other side. We have the various elements, and then we use the elements then to cast the different spells. But we can't. Again, we're not seeing the interface to know what the characters actually then have to cast these spells. So I'm assuming that the player is on this side. I'm assuming that's the player character back there, who probably isn't part of the battle. You can see it's off the actual map. So casting spells while the rest of them fight. But and then these would be the various elements coming back through. So like, I'm not sure what that one would be. It looks like it would be Earth. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this one actually does work. Looks good. It looks very polished, but will it kill the hero killers that we have? Because we've got some pretty exceptional games now that have come out. So Heroes of Might and Magic: The Olden Era is the official prequel, hailing back to the origins of the genre-defining, critically acclaimed series of turn-based strategy games, exploring the map solo or in multiplayer, triumph in iconic battles, and establish peace on a continent where it was never an option. This is coming in Q2 2025. Be very interested to see how this one actually sort of does come through. Again, we're not seeing numbers anywhere, and I really wish that they had have shown the numbers on these screens. Yeah, that's the same as what we just saw there before. We're not getting enough information here. Yeah, so we're back there again. Yeah, anyway, that's fine. We'll just quit out of there. So still a lot coming with that one through there. Early access game. Get it as it develops. Planned release date, so you can add to your wish list. I will make contact with them actually and see if I can get my hands on it. Sorry, I'll just turn this off. Okay, we've had enough. Explore the world of Enroth. So there'll still be random maps, I would assume. Humans, undead and vampires, Sylvan, dungeon, so dark elves, underground creatures, demonic insectoids, and mysterious sixth faction to be revealed later. Yeah, not sure about that one. Choose your play style. Classic. Yeah, one hero mode, blitz system. That would be pretty cool actually. Arena. That's innovative. Blitz-like system where you only have one hero, so their demise will become yours as well. That's actually very, very cool. I like that idea. That means you're going to have like fairly fast games ultimately. Yep, so dive into an epic non-linear single-player campaign to shape JDM's history. Yeah, I don't like campaigns, but that's just me. Upgrade your kingdom. Yeah, pick your battles. New combat mechanics, so active abilities are available for creatures and heroes. Matchmaking, ratings, and leaderboards. Yep, that doesn't really matter that much. Revamped. Yep, that's okay. Interesting. Okay, so that's that is coming. So I will have to have a bit of a look at that one. But will it be better than is it Songs of Conquest? I think this is the one. Is Songs of Conquest the hero killer? Because just let it load in. It'll just take a little bit of time, because that really did an incredible job of taking on the. If it's the game I'm thinking of, and I keep on getting it confused with a few other games as well, but that was a really, really good Hero Might and Magic killer. Actually, it's not wanting to load. Just try it again. Here we go. Launching. Okay. Nope. Oh, here we go. Come on, load up. Where this game really excelled was the, and this is the one, yeah. So this is sort of like a pixel art version, which for this sort of game is fine, and it's still got the same sort of deal with all of the different, they're very much like Heroes of Might and Magic. But this one did actually have like a fairly meaningful map where you had like heights as well. So this one actually does better in that sense than the coming game. It also has like a play on pre-made or randomly generated maps. The map system that they had as well in this game is exceptional. So with the random maps in through here, this node system works very, very well. And so I don't know if they'll be bringing this sort of thing in, but this is actually a really nice way of playing the game, where you've got like different ways of actually sort of sort of having your random maps. And so it will still then go and generate a map based on that one. You do have different sorts of, the Barony of Loth. I think that was undead. I can't remember exactly. They've only got the 4 factions in this instance, but that's been okay. If I just go and start the game, so it's very much Heroes of Might and Magic, but it's it has a lot of really nice innovations in it. So it's sort of funny. It's looking at the tactical battles of the coming Heroes of Might and Magic game. It looks less than what this game has got in terms of the tactical battles. Looks like we've got more factions, more polish in the overall look of the actual game itself. In the other one, as you'd expect. Just come back through. Yeah. So this is actually our starting point. And then from there we sort of expand out into the actual world itself. I won't play it, but it's this is an incredibly good game. If you do like Heroes of Might and Magic and you want something to tide you over, if you're looking forward to the new one, you might want to have a look at that particular game as well. It's extremely well done, this particular game, and has been sort of going through pretty constant development. In fact, let's have a look and see how that one rates. Will it point? No, it's not pointing to that one either. That is the closest game to it. What was it called again? It was called Songs of Conquest. And it's, of course, a lot less. Yeah, very positive. So rating 80%, 86% overall. Which is good. So only released, like full release recently, with the and when they did release it, they did actually do some really big things with the random maps as well. So very, very polished game, this one. It is a good game, very, very good game, and it's cheap at the moment. Probably to coincide with the announcement of Heroes of Might and Magic, because I'm guessing people will actually have a look at this game and be thinking, oh, yeah, okay, let's have a look at that one there. So anyway, that is at this stage, this is the Heroes killer. This particular game, it certainly does things a lot more innovative and better than what Heroes of Might and Magic ever did. So in my opinion, that's sort of like at the moment the best of the Heroes type games. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Sorry guys, I'm missing a lot of the comments. We're saying you have a dice and a joystick in the tab at the top of the browser of your channel. Oh, hang on. Yes, what that is that was literally just my I just put in a what is it, an emoji. It's just emojis, so I just added them in. I've sort of heard that emojis now work better for like when you put them into titles and things. So I've been testing it out for a couple of months really. It's just saying it looks good. So I've only been able to find the gameplay video in German. He's showing off a lot though. Not sure which one we're referring to there. Chris is saying Songs of Conquest, yeah, and then Sticky Wick is saying, yeah, Songs of Conquest, as Michael says, it has a bit better since launch as well. Yes, it has been. It's actually, it just gets better and better, Songs of Conquest, and it certainly is the Heroes killer. Michael's saying it seems to have a bit of a mix of Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and Heroes of Might and Magic 6. I never played 6. Heroes of Might and Magic 3, I think, was the classic, wasn't it? That was the one that everyone liked. From what I've seen, I think there are 4 factions at the moment. Will be a 5th added on launch. Yeah, okay. So is it a mobile game, says the Wise? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So Peter Peterson is saying Heroes of Might and Magic 3 remake. Yeah, the thing is though, at least it has a tactical map, which the other ones didn't actually have. Chris is saying you might get numbers by hovering the mouse over a unit. Yeah, I don't know. Like normally, those numbers are pretty important when you're actually in the fights, because you lose the numbers as you take damage. Michael's saying 6 factions then, and saying Stranded Alien Dawn might also be something you would like. It's a bit of a RimWorld style. Okay, let's have a look at that one as well. I'll just read more of the comments. We'll come back to that one. I found a little bit too simple for my taste. It has quite clean but not very grand in the same sense of Age of Wonders or Heroes of Might and Magic. So I think we're talking about Songs of Conquest. It is simple. It is a simple game. So Heroes 3, and it's still got that unbalance that all of those games have got. That's why I quite like that one hero. Blitz mode sounds very, very cool. Predator saying Heroes 3 is still king of me for mechanics. Heroes still the best graphics in the genre. There we go. Yeah, those old games are good. Michael's saying, yeah, I still play Heroes of Might and Magic 3 with the In the Wake of the Gods mod from time. I've never played that, actually, so I don't know what that one actually is. Yeah, and so we've got the Aware of the F Heroes 2 project for Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Don't know what that one is either. Nothing can replace hand-drawn, says Predator. There we are. So I'll just go past those. Hi, ZXM, how you going? So... what did we get up to? So, yep, and hi, Began. Began is ZXM, if you watch on Twitch. So, Predator's saying, yes, it's been in the GitHub page, but it will take some time, I think. I'm not sure what that one is referring to. Yep, anyway, let's have a look at Alien Dawn. Alien Dawn. Stranded Alien Dawn. This has been around for a while. This is 2023. Yeah, I haven't ever. I've never played it. I don't think. Brave New World in Stranded Alien Dawn, a planet survival sim placing the fate of a small marine group in your hands. So it's 80% is good, 85% overall is good. So that's good for these sort of games. Human Games actually they do have a pedigree in this sort of sense for these sorts of games. Saying it's similar to Dwarf Fortress. Let's have a look at the trailer. looks interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I've got this one. Have I got it? No, I don't. Yeah, but that does look like an interesting game actually. So, but you know, I haven't played that one, so can't really comment on that one. So, Chris is saying F Heroes is a modern remaster of Heroes of Might and Magic 2, and it's great. Oh, okay. Dungeon Master saying, greetings, never played Heroes of Might and Magic, but I love turn-based tactics, and I saw Seth's video about Songs of Conquest and go very intrigued. Still worth trying. Songs of Conquest is an exceptionally good game, so that's definitely worth playing. Heroes of Might and Magic for me, yeah, I enjoyed the idea of it without really ever really getting into the game itself until games like Songs of Conquest did come along. So for me, Songs of Conquest is the hero's killer for me. Predator saying play Heroes of Might and Magic instead. There we are. Yeah, Diamilio said don't know. However, the graphics is not all. Yes, that's true. ZX7 saying looks good to me, but I want to see it played before I bought it. I'm guessing you mean the new Heroes of Might and Magic, or maybe you mean this one. I'm not sure which one you mean. Original Intent saying, Daz, do you have an eye on a Star Miner? It's a game you expect to cover. I don't know about it. I've literally been out of the loop for 6 weeks, so if there's something that's been mentioned, oops, there we go. I'll just go into this one, have a bit of a look. Design and build. You sell a mining fleet to strip space of its valuable. I don't tend to warm to these sorts of games, to be honest.
Welcome to the interstellar wilderness, where navigation is not just a skill, but the essence of survival.
Paradox Arc, though, I do like the little games that they have.
Choreographed by the laws of Newtonian physics, your vessel is an extension of your will, in real space, in real time. Every maneuver, trajectory, and pulse of thrust determines your fate, whether weaving through asteroid fields or engaging in combat.
Well, that looks pretty good.
Larger ships demand strategic design to navigate effectively, but with the aid of retro thrusters and auto-adjusted trajectory, complete mastery over all 6 degrees of space is within reach. Exploit the absence of atmospheric drag to traverse vast distances at no cost. But miscalculate it, and no one will hear you scream.
That looks pretty good, actually. That looks very good. I'll have to make contact with Paradox people. So it's coming in 2024. I'll probably have to wait until it's close to release, but that does look good fun. Yeah, we need a replacement for Kerbal, for Kerbal Space Program. That's very, very disappointing what happened to Kerbal. So yeah, that looks great. I mean, they've had some good games. Paradox Arc, like Paradox Arc, is like an arm of Paradox Entertainment that is actually geared for small developers for releasing sort of like very niche games, and they've released some very, very good games. So, Dungeon Master saying already talked about the Altars. No, we haven't actually. The weird colony management game from developers of Frostpunk and this War of Mine. The Altars. Don't know that one either. The Altars.
Are you real? More real than you, I'm afraid. So, where's the captain? I told you, everyone died. Oh, this is insane. What a trip. It's not a trip. It's reality. Your new reality.
Are we brothers or something?
It seems pretty weird, this one.
But we led separate lives. What the hell? calm down. You're not the original Jan, but that doesn't mean you can't be important. Like you,
Is it multiplayer?
but also, God, like,
What is it? Is it a single player? Yeah, I don't know. For me, that probably wouldn't be something that I would be looking to take up. I don't think. So, yeah, Predator saying I wonder what engine it uses, like Star Miner I'm in. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, so Dungeon Master saying I checked out Songs of Conquest. The price right now is a steal. I think I will check it out. Yeah, Songs of Conquest is a good game. If you like Heroes of Might and Magic, that is the Heroes of Might and Magic killer. Kind of a moon movie, says Predator. There we are. Yep. So anyway, we're getting towards the end of the session, and we do actually have some giveaway to give away. So what I will do is I will actually go to Combat Mission. So we're going to give away Combat Mission Cold War, which is worth $91. These are expensive games. Now the all reviews like mixed. These are niche games, so you know, just be aware of that. 60% is still not bad for these sorts of games. So the Cold War is set in the tipping point years of a conflict that gripped the world for 45 years. Between 79 and 82, both the NATO and Soviet war pact militias began to shift away from industrialized warfare in the late 20th century and towards the modern digital battlefield of today. And so Combat Mission this one is set, as I say, around about 1980, which essentially is sort of like when Perestroika, I think that's when that, like in Poland, that was sort of like when that one came about, around that era. I'm pretty sure that was also the era of the Falklands War. Not that was actually a Cold War type scenario, but in this case we are using forces from that era. I will actually show you this because this is I'll show you sort of how it works, because it's worth having a look. Now I do have Cold War. Where is Cold War? Got the more there it is there. I'll just open her up. And again, the important thing with this, actually it says version 1.07, but if I go and play this, it should still come up with the engine 4. And so, yeah, game engine 4. So it's still the same game engine as we saw there before. And again, this looks really old. So don't be put off by the graphics. It's really quite interesting. You do actually have heaps of battles if you get, like, there are battle packs you can get. Like, this is just literally just a Cold War game on its own. But if I go into, for example, like a battle, I can go and play, like there's a fair few different battles there, some training runs as well. So you got those, but you also then have, if you just go and cancel that, you have a quick battle as well, which I'll show you. You do have campaigns, but if you go to quick battle, this one here you can sort of set up all sorts of different things. Now, it's not a random map, so just be aware of that one. But the battle type, you've got like different things, for example, like meeting engagements, probes, attacks, and assaults. Back and through here, both as a defender and the attacker. Meeting engagement, everyone has the same number of battle points, but if you are playing probe, attack, or assault, you've got different sorts of the forces that you then end up getting. The battle size, back and through here as well. This will dictate the. I don't know if it'll show you if we hover over anything. No, this is sort of like the number of points that you have. Length of battle. This is sort of like it's essentially once the time runs out, it will then sort of look at the points that are left. Map selection, automatic. This will then sort of use, or you can actually go and choose it yourself. Map size, again, you've got like different sizes from tiny up to huge. And these are preset maps, but coming from different directions. So it still plays like a random map, but with a curated map as well. So it actually sort of works fairly well. The environment, again, you've got like, depending on what modules you're playing with, you've got like hills, forest, rough, open, village, town, or city. Sometimes you'll have different regions to play in as well. In this case, we've really only got Germany or the National Training Center in the US. So the maps will be based from Germany. The year, 1982, we've got a handful of them in through that other side. The month, the daylight, you can actually sort of play from dawn through to night, all the way through. The weather as well can, like some of them won't have, for example, the engine has got like things like flurries, light snow, heavy snow, and blizzard. But in this case, we wouldn't have those in these maps, and so they're turned off. But you can have anything from clear all the way through to thick haze, mist, light fog, etc., etc. So that's your weather. Your ground conditions again is going to have from very dry through to muddy. Again, the snow is not there. I don't know if we go to so that in February, that's like if we go back to January, do we get the snow? No, we still don't get snow. Maybe December. If I just go back to 1981 and go down to December of 81. This also impacts what you can actually then go and pick up. So the weather, yeah, we're still not getting anything in through there. The ground conditions, yeah, we're not getting the snowy conditions. Rarity is actually the sorts of weaponry that you have available. And so you've got 3 different settings with these. You've got like strict, actually 4. You've got strict, which means that you can only really use what they would have had historically. Standard means that you do have some rarity to build, like if you wanted to get like a special Abrams or something like that, you can then go and do that one. Loose means that you can pretty much mix and match and build whatever force you want. And then none means you can actually really just go to town with anything. So standard is the default. You've got the different attackers and defenders. So you've got, for example, Soviets, random blue, random red, essentially, but it's just US and Soviet in this instance. Combat force, again, it'll have the different sorts of like infantry only, mech infantry, armoured or a mix. If you're going to be sort of just playing with it, mix is a fun one because you can then mix and match and do whatever you want, or you can just go with random. Electronic warfare strength back in through there as well. You can sort of have like, if that's going to be a factor in your battles. Unit purchase, you've got like the humans to buy this one. You can actually just go straight to automatic and just play with whatever it gives you. I'll leave that one where that is. The map preview. This can be useful if you go to preview aloud. What that will do is it will show you the map before you go in and make your selection of your forces. If you set the unit purchase to human, and then the force adjustment, no change. You can actually sort of weigh it in favour of the AI or in favour of you, the way it does work. Again, for the Soviet side or for the other side, you can actually still go US versus US or whatever else you wanted to sort of play. Combat force random. So you can sort of set up whatever you want through here. If we go and sort of set this one up, it does take a little bit of time to load the map in. I'll make sure that the map size is, for example, just small in this instance, just so it loads in fairly fast. So I clicked on OK, I think. Yep, there we go. So I'll just go this side. So you've got different ways of playing it as well, like from turn-based through to real-time. They're the main ones. You also can play by email, and they've actually now got the Slytherin system in there as well, so you can actually sort of play it against other players. And then you've got like the different difficulty settings back in through here from basic training up through to iron. So veteran is about my level. And then when it comes in, we actually then have the different troops we can then start to build up. So if we go and have a look at the map preview, it will then sort of load in the map. Now the maps are not randomly generated; they are pre-built, but they come from different angles in the map, so it still plays fairly random, but will be curated. And so this is the actual map itself. And you can sort of see that we're looking at where we would be sort of starting, this blue area. If I zoom up, I can then sort of see what's going to be happening. If I go Alt-T, I can then sort of turn the trees back on. So this is the map where we've got like a depression in the ground that we'll be coming from. So we'll be setting up in this location. The green is the objective, so you've got to then take over this village in the middle through here. And then the other side, there's a railway track inside like another divot in the ground. And all of the things like you've really got to sort of make full use of everything. They're coming in with what we're doing through here. So it may be like when you sort of know what terrain you're going to be fighting on, you can then go and try to pick the right sort of force to come on in. So it might be that we end up like we're going to have a little bit of cover. For example, they may be able to fire from that tree line, and it's one of these games where if you go and press, for example, number 1, you're down at the eye level of the troops, and so you can sort of come back through, what can you see from here? Like on the other side, for example, the other side from this tree line can actually see, if we zoom around, they can actually sort of see that that's an extremely strong position for them to be able to fire into the village. So we'd have to, and it's one of these games where you've really got to plan. And so it's an exceptional game in this sort of sense, and it is used by NATO forces to train their leadership in all sorts of different ways, because the forces themselves will try to follow your orders to a degree, but they will, morale and all sorts of things do play a role. So it's pretty exceptional. If we go and have a look inside this building, for example, it may be that if we just go back up, if I zoom back up into this area, it could be that units sort of firing from the top here. They get a bit of a view, but then there's this like the terrain does play, as I said before, a massive role in the actual game itself. If I just press escape, I can then just go back out again. And so you then build up your troops. You can actually, I think you can just press, is it R to randomize? No, it's not. But you can actually sort of just got like suggestions. Click on suggestions. It will then just try to bring in something using the points that you then actually have. And so this would be the first mech infantry mixed battalion. It will bring certain things in. It couldn't afford to bring in this second command vehicle, for example, but it has brought in a headquarters company, got rid of the A company, brought in the B company riflemen, which has got like APCs coming back in through. So if we sort of went with that one in through there, it's also mixed the experience, the motivation, the fitness, and the leadership. So if we just go and click on OK, it will then sort of load this one in. But these are, as I said before, there's in terms of an actual battle, like a full-on battle game, not much competes with this game. It's pretty exceptional. So quick battle, just click on OK. And so in this case, our forces are already on board. Everyone's actually in their APCs. And we can actually, before we're still in the deployment phase, in this case we can sort of move forces around and do different things with them. We've got forces on the ground there as well. There's leadership. I can load them into, is it L? I can't remember the actual the keyboard shortcuts, but there's like every bullet is actually modelled in the game as well. So these actually do have forces on board. I forget the actual keyboard shortcuts for everything, but it's actually I think if I just press B, and I can then sort of move, I can move the forces closer to where we might want to have things. For example, I'm not sure if I can move some of these on board. Yep, that one couldn't actually load into that particular one. So some of these have got other characters in them. These are Bradleys backing through this other side, and then we've got some mortar carriers backing through here. So they'll be sort of firing the mortars. And again, everything is modelled where they will go off and do different things. So that's the giveaway for today. These are exceptional. Again, you'd be sort of trying to get into the tree line to be able to get a vision. Like the Bradley might be sort of might be good here to be in like a hull down position to just overlook the actual fight from way back over this other side, rather than going in too hot while you send the APCs in to try to get in behind the buildings to get cover and then offload the troops to then try to sort of take some of these buildings. So it's an amazingly good game. So anyway, that's the giveaway. So Michael's saying, I see that Slytherin is streaming some combat mission at the moment on Twitch. Tomorrow is the big combat mission day. So, and as I say, at this time tomorrow, I'll be streaming the Battle of Normandy in combat mission. I'll have to get my head around all the keyboard shortcuts again. There is actually like a help file. I don't know if it's the question mark. Yeah, I can't remember what it actually is, but there's. I'm going to have to just re-look at the various. Actually, is it menus? Hotkeys. There we go. So the hotkeys are really important in this game to know. So I'll have to study these before I start streaming tomorrow. because I always forget them. I know the Alt-T because I use that a lot. That's the toggle the trees. But you've got all sorts of different things where you can toggle all sorts of aspects about what they actually do. These little movement things are important. So even some of the view things can be really, really good. I think it's F, where it looks back the other way. No, that's raise or lower. Where is it? Control, that's assigning units to groups. There is a way to look backwards, and I can't see where that is. You've got like Alt-B, toggle artificially bright night graphics if you're playing at night time, so you can sort of see what's going on. Toggle show vehicle hit text, for example. I think I've got that one turned on. So I've got certain things already that are turned on all the time. There is actually a way to move around. Select units, move, rotate. Control click just jumps to location. There is a way to flip back. So if you're sort of looking at in a direction, like if I'm sort of on like in the middle of the city, I can actually. I forget what it was. I thought it was F, but it's not F. F just takes you down lower. But there was a way to sort of then, instead of using the Q and E keys, you could actually. Is it R? No, R goes up. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember what it actually is. But there was a button somewhere. Actually, if we look at the, if I just do that again, if I just go back to hotkeys, if I look at the, it's funny. This is not really sort of showing the different bits and pieces through here. Though this cube, rotate left, rotate right, reverse direction V. It's V. So which is actually a really useful command. So if I go back down to foot soldier mode, back into here, if I want to sort of see what we can see from a location, if I press V, I'm then looking backwards towards my forces, V, and I'm looking forward. So it gets a little bit to get used to it, but that is looking backwards and forwards from that location. Like if I move that way, that's that building, press V, and then I move backwards, and that's that building there, so same building. So, but it's a really amazing game. Everything's destructible, the trees, the buildings, all these sorts of things really sort of do sort of work well there. I'll just Alt-Q out of that one. But it's a really nice game. It doesn't look great when you come in, but it actually plays incredibly well. So anyway, that's the giveaway. We're going to be playing some. Now I've got to get my head around how to actually do this again. I haven't played Marbles on Stream here on YouTube for some weeks, and I've got to figure out I've got to remember the way to do it. I think I've got to come in. First thing we have to do is get anyone who wants the game, and it's worth 91 Australian dollars. So this particular game, so Combat Mission, it is a fun game to play. I've got to say it's one of these games where it's not easy to play them. They are very, very cool, and there is actually also it's a fairly strong modding community for the Combat Mission games as well. So yeah, certainly worth having a look at. Right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to come back across. I'm going to go and grab Nightbot and log in. And it should just be automatic. There we go. Right, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to have a keyword where you guys in chat need to actually... So ZXM, can I play it? And if I win, let you keep it to give away again, if you like. Yeah, no, yeah, guys, if you've got the game, still be part of the be part of the marble run. if I ever give away a game that you don't like or have already got it or whatever it might be, just let me know and I can then just give it away again the week later or whatever it might be. So if you've got a game that you're not interested in, still be part of Marble Run. Marble Run's good fun. So what we're going to do is the keyword is just going to be combat. So combat is the keyword. So if you type combat into the chat, the prize is the Combat Mission Cold War. So worth a fair bit of money. Like it's worth about $70 US. So it's not a cheap game, and it is a good game. Very, very good game. As I said before, the actual the Combat Mission event is tomorrow on the Slytherin channel. So just type in combat, guys. I'll give you a bit of time to set that one up. I'll just go and get everything else ready if I can remember how to do it all. Sublime text. Let's go and delete all of those. And yeah, be part of it, guys. Be part of it. I'll set up Marble Run so we're getting ready, that one ready as well. And I will actually just get myself a drink of water as well. So just keep on typing in combat to be part of the giveaway. Heard that I've got a soda stream in the in here, and the soda stream was yeah, I didn't know if I'd actually soda streamed the bottles of water that I had in here, but I hadn't, so they didn't fizz, so I just fizzed it up. So Chris is saying if I win, give it away again. It's not my type of game. I'll keep it for another time if that's the case. CW Answer saying, just got here, what's the giveaway for? This is for Combat Mission Cold War, which is worth about, must be worth about 70, 75 bucks US, I guess. Yeah, it's not for me, but I love marbles. There we go. Yeah, just be part of Marble Run. So just typing the word combat to be part of the giveaway, guys. I'll just give you a couple more minutes, or a couple more seconds, really. So I've got to, I also mentioned earlier, I just brought the complete Age of Wonders 3 for 20 bucks, which I thought was good. That's pretty good. I mean, Age of Wonders 4 really is so much better now than Age of Wonders 3 ever was. I really should just remove it from my system. Age of Wonders 3, I don't think I'll ever play it again. Okay, so yeah, just type it in, guys. Okay, I think we'll keep on going until I've actually got it in here. I'm just going to get this one ready. Go into now I've got to remember how to do all this. So if you don't want the game, just to be part of Marble Run, it's good fun. Where do we get to? So let's go Control C. So Chris is saying, I know it's better, Daz, but I can't run it well. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, yep. No, that makes sense. That's Age of Wonders 4 you're talking about. Okay, so we've got the people, so we'll pop them in. Only 23. That's good odds, guys. Good odds. We're just going to go and just do a find and replace, and replace all. There we are. Okay, that's cool. So we'll lock it off there. So 23 players. I won't put myself in this one. Now we've got that's all happening, so that's done. 23. I'll keep that one there. Keep that one down. Marbles didn't start. We'll try that again. So ZX7 is saying Age of Wonders 3 story is 100 times better if you like the story stuff. Yeah, I've never played any of the. I've played a little bit of the Age of Wonders 4 campaign just to get a feel for it, for when I was sort of talking about it, but that's the only reason I played it. But I didn't mind it, actually. I liked it. It was still random maps. All right, so just going to continue. Now what I have to do is I have to go to race. I have to go into the setup through here. Add names. Clear. Open. Marble names, open, 23, so that's all done, good stuff. Then we go back out again, Grand Prix, that's complicated doing this away from Twitch. So we have bots, maximum races is 23, so it's just going to use the 23 names. And autofill, so we'll go 3 maps and we'll just autofill this one, so good luck everyone. So again, I'll just honour what happens here in the actual in the Grand Prix with whatever does happen with this one through this other side. So let's go and play it, see how we go. Good luck. But it's saying horse race, sort of. It's a marble race. You don't have any sway over your marbles. I mean, whenever we sort of do it, people will ask questions, and somebody else will then say, "Oh yeah, like tap the W key as fast as you can," or something like that. But that's not the case. So it's just purely random. There's a point system. I will actually explain that as well when we after the first race. There's 20 points for coming first, and then it sort of goes down to 1 point for other, like, you know, further down the track type thing. Okay, so we'll just go in and start. So there, everyone's now just going through the loop. If we have a bit of a look and see what's going on with these, we've got Garatian looks to be coming in the front with Sticky Wicket. Do we have any dangerous areas? Down there is a... No, that's not really that dangerous. That is a few dangerous areas coming. So everyone's coming through the loop, hitting like one of the areas. Oops. Okay, looks like Garatian and Barbara and Rocklight have come straight through. They're all down one side. I'll just follow these through. Now you can fall off, so just keep an eye open. Some of the marbles will actually fall off this potentially, and then you'll be getting 0 points if you fall off. If you finish, you're pretty much guaranteed of getting 1 point, and of course, if you win, you're going to get a lot. So Rocklight is out in front. These are the leaders. There's 4, so they've hit. Oh, Sticky Wicket straight through with Cervantes as well. Let's go and have a look and see. They've actually hit the top here, and Sticky Wicket's gone. Sticky Wicket and Cervantes went as well. Casey has hit the limits in through this other side with Serenity as well. So these are the leaders, and Tiny Mutant Squid. No, Casey and Serenity both straight through into here. Rocklight coming through as well now. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? These can push you off, so you have to be a little bit careful. We've got Casey is through. Looks like Casey... No, Serenity is actually ahead of Casey. Let's have a look and see what's going on here. So Serenity is the leader. Tiny Mutant Squid. Barbara coming in 4th. These are all valuable points, guys. The points accrue, of course, and then this is the finish line as you come back through this other side. Don't worry about what it's got with the number 1, 2, and 3 on the other side, although Ulrich may be... Now, Voodoo Dog went back down again. CB. All different names and things coming back through here. But that is the finish line. Who's going to come through? It looks like it's CB. So CB gets the 20 points. Congratulations. So first one through. Then we've got Barbara coming in 2nd. I think that's worth... I forget what they're worth of all these different other points. Okay, so we're now getting the John's coming in 5th, Ulrich coming in 6th, Casey 7th, Michael's 8th, William Thomas 9th, and then Began or ZXM coming in 10th. And we'll just wait. It essentially will end up. There's a yellow thing that comes through like over through here. Anyone that doesn't make it will then be destroyed, and 0 points if you get destroyed by the actual map itself. But I think everyone will make it. Looks like Geezer Zone's going to make it as well. All right, so that was a good run. Commiserations to the people who didn't make it through, who bounced off the actual map. So the winner was CB. If we have a look at the final results here, and so you can see through this other side. The points have essentially will accrue through this other side. So we came down through here. There's a few that didn't finish down the other side over through here. If we have a look at the, that's the results. If we have a look at the Grand Prix, actually that's not doing it, guys. We have to do it again. Why is that not working? I don't know why that's not working. Uh-oh. I'm not sure how to do this. Settings. Oh no. This is not good. We have to start again because I'll just cancel that. Cancel changes. Just go back. I'm not sure what to do here. I have to do it again. Sorry, guys. Race menu. Confirm. Sorry, this is this does happen a bit. It does happen a bit here. But I'm not sure how to do this. Oh no, this is no good. Yeah, the point system is off again. It's actually not applying. I wonder if I go back to race. Stream color, yeah, race settings. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the if that's where it is. This isn't going to work, is it? It was here the other day. It was here the other day. That's just skins. It's not really anything. I'll just go back out again. Sorry, guys. This is it's complicated because it's not geared for YouTube. It's not actually a YouTube game. It's a Twitch game. And there is settings that I've got to set up, but the hub, yeah, no, that's not it either. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think all I can do is to just play one game of it. Sorry about that. It is one of these things where unfortunately I don't have the ability to change it. It's not it. Standard. Oh, very, very frustrating. I'll just go back out to race again where I can actually change the settings. I think that's going to do it. And I can't remember how to do it. Yeah, so it's ZXM saying you played marbles the other day without me. Yeah, that was on Twitch. I don't know if that screwed it up. It's sort of, yeah, sorry about this, guys. It's just the video settings. I'll just, that's nothing. There was a whole setup for it. Okay, bots. Well, I think it's just going to be a one-off race. Just one long deadly race then. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to have to be, guys. Sorry. So it's just going to be whoever wins the one race. Got the hub, got customize. So my apologies about this. It's embarrassing when I do this sort of stuff because it's I know it's in here somewhere. That's the setups for it all. I wonder if I just sort of start. I'll just auto fill this one with say with 3 again. I'll just see if I can get it established. It would be in here. If it was going to be anywhere, it would be somehow set up for the point system that I've got established for it. Oh, so annoying. So annoying. Modifiers. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I sort of felt like it was in one of these sorts of things. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll just have to play one race. Let's go with a random race Go with bots. Well, good luck. What's this one here? This one is... yep, so we'll just play this one race. My apologies about this, guys. I'll try to figure out what's going on for next week. Could do the robot game this time. Then I'd have to figure that one out as well. What's the robots game? That was one that I used to do this through a robot battle game, but that was one that again took a lot of effort to set up, and so I don't want to do that. I'll just play one race here. Anyway, good luck. So we'll see who actually wins this one. So everyone's in. So that whoever wins this will actually win the prize. So everyone's going to be sort of heading off down through the loop. No one's gone through yet. Now everyone's going through. So let's have a look and see where we are. Oops, I'll just get back out. Okay, so we've got a lot on the other panel. Serenity on this side. Tiny Mutant Squid's got a bit of a head start through there. I'll just look at it from this other angle. We've got people falling off left, right, and centre. A lot of people falling off. So yeah, there's heaps that just fell off the actual map itself. Who will finish? Who will finish? Okay, so Chris C looks to be out in front at this stage, followed by Cervantes. Looks like everyone's just on this one track over through here. Actually, Original Intent is a little way down. Just trying to get a bit of a feel for people that are coming here. Here comes Chris. Actually, here comes everyone else as well. So I'll just pick up the third place and we'll just sort of follow these in now. So we'll see if anyone sort of falls off. This one can throw people off. So you've got to be careful. Actually, everyone made it through there pretty well at this stage. Yep, so they're through that particular danger area. No one's made it through here. Here comes Rocklight. Rocklight now has the advantage and is possibly going to win. So Rocklight, Tiny Mutant Squid coming in for the finish, and it's Rocklight. Rocklight is the winner. Congratulations, Rocklight. What I'll need to get you to do, so my apologies to everyone about the way that was run with the points not sort of working. I'll have to get to the bottom of why that was the case. So, but Rocklight, you are the winner of the game, so congratulations. And what I'll get you to do is just email me. I'll just put in the chat. So it's just daz@daztactic.com. I will then email you back the key for the actual game, and you then just redeem that in Steam. So congratulations, Rocklight, on that one. Yeah, Predator saying I fell, yes. We look at the final results just to see where you all sort of ended up coming through. So Rocklight came in as number 1. Actually, the point system's working here. This is the point system that we had. I don't know why it's not working. Anyway, that's the that's the point system, but Rocklight is the winner in this case. So yeah, the points are working there. Yeah, I've got no idea why it's not working in the other one. So so ZXM is saying to Predator, I was going to give it to you if I won. There we are. So I'll just wait for that email. If I don't get the email within a couple of days, I will then sort of have it. I'll put it back into the prize pool. Sometimes people don't actually pick up the prize, so I'll just be aware of that as well. If it doesn't get redeemed within a couple of days, then so I'll then sort of put it back in the prize pool again. Right, well, guys, I'm going to have to call quits there. So thanks for watching, and again, my apologies about not having the point system working properly for the actual proper Grand Prix run. It's funny that it's working here. It really does. Like it's working in this instance, but yeah, strange. It is strange there. So anyway, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow if you're around on Twitch. I don't know if I'm going to do a restream. I really don't like doing them. I do them if I have to, but I don't like it because I then don't get I don't see any of the comments or any of the questions from wherever I'm restreaming to. That's why I tend to just do it at wherever it actually is. But I've done enough promotion of the event tomorrow, I guess. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow if you're around on Slytherin. Otherwise, I should be back on my regular Twitch channel. I'll still be uploading other videos here on YouTube, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching.